So guys, 2022 is officially over and today I decided to share with you my personal biggest highlights and also a few flops of the last year. So keep on watching for all the details about that, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel right now if you're here for the first time, as well as please give this video a huge thumbs up if you want to support me or you enjoy watching this kind of content. And once you're done with that, we can get started. Hello and welcome everyone to another roundup of 2022. Today I just decided to run you through the biggest highlights and a few flops that I had last year. So without any further ado, let's get started because I have a whole bunch of fragrances to talk about, and the first one I want to get started with is actually my most favorite perfume discovery of January 2022. And each year I love not only sharing with you a list of monthly favorite fragrances that I've been wearing and loving the most, but also that only one perfume that stood out to me the most out of all I've been smelling that month. And in January, that was actually the newer fragrance from GALLAGHER Perfumes called Rose Noir, and last year they also updated the presentation, changed the bottle, and I enjoyed this fragrance because it reminded me a lot of my beloved Rose Dye, which was like a darker, boozier and also sweeter, deeper take on the rose fragrance. In here we have the addition of black leather and oud, which took this boozy dry fruit rose composition to another level. So just in case you're looking for a darker rose, you enjoy leathery note, this fragrance is potent, it is very long lasting as the majority of GALLAGHER fragrances at this point. I also want to mention Mists of Time that I've already featured in a few top lists of 2022 because this is such a fantastic, very bright, uplifting, fruity composition that Daniel released in the summer, and towards the end of the month, towards the end of the year, that was September, which blew me away. Such a gorgeous, bold, rich amber with note of maple, with some, fruity and boozy touches. That was something mind-blowing, extremely long-lasting. So huge shout out to GALLAGHER fragrances that impressed me a lot with all their perfume releases in 2022. But as we moved into the spring, I absolutely loved wearing Abernia by Ormond Jane, which is such a classy perfume house, and this fragrance is something so exquisite and at the same time strong that I'm always surprised how light and at the same time long lasting it is. So I would say this is a very modern, very contemporary chypre. There is oak moss in here with orris root, with cashmere, so they add a lot of texture to this perfume, which is slightly powdery. It is warm but at the same time extremely aromatic because of pink pepper. There is rose, black currant, but I would say it's quite spicy in the opening, and I absolutely love how much volume it has, so it projects really intensely, and I love this spicy kick in there. And it was really nice in the spring because it was still a bit cool outside, and at the same time when flowers and leaves they all appear and nature awakes after the winter sleep. I loved a fragrance like that, which is aromatic and elegant at the same time. And talking about spring favorites, Avernia was March perfume highlight. In April I loved Memory Motel by the brand Unui Nomad that I discovered for myself later at ESXENCE. I mean, got introduced to the entire perfume catalog, and Memory Motel is something very nostalgic. This perfume I would say smells old-fashioned, and it smells very powdery, a bit of like sweet honey, vanilla smoke. It's like entering older person's house and you get the you know, scent of leather furniture and maybe smoked tobacco in the air, and at the same time this carnation that was present in so many fragrances way back in the day. So yeah, it has this mysterious powdery smoky note to it, and I just love how nostalgic it smelled, and it was very nice to wear it. But let me tell you now about the highlights of the songs that I attended in the summer, and it was one of the highlights of the year for sure for me, and the favorite perfume discovery of the entire exhibition, where I smelled like hundreds of different fragrances, and it's crazy to point out just one, but it's easy to do that because I'm so in love with Dialogue with Venus till this day. I would say I'm not bored with it, which is a huge compliment for sure, because this is vanilla like no other. I feel like Pierre Guillaume, which I had a pleasure to meet personally, is a very talented perfumer. I don't know how he blends his fragrances, but they are really very unique and special. They stand out among many other perfumes. So this fragrance stood out to me among so many fragrances I smelled there, and they were beautiful, but nothing come close to this creamy, almost like tonic, fresh, and at the same time very luscious vanilla. We have ylang in here, it adds a bit of more exotic vibe and yellow flower nuance. We have peach in here, which makes it a little bit fruity, and there is seawater note, so it's not too sweet and candy-like. So this vanilla wears beautifully. My gosh, the sillage of it, the dry down on the second and even third day is mind-blowing. That's for I really want to point it out. But in the summer I also smelled the new ARTE BELLISIMO collection by ORIENTICA, and I've discovered quite a few great fragrances from them, a few of them sitting right there in 2022, but these two are my favorites. I mean, like, they are gorgeous out and in, and if you want more, you know, detailed description and review on all these fragrances, please check out the description box down below. As always, I will leave all the helpful information for you right there. But talking about, you know, vanilla fragrances that I loved in 2022, this one, Exotic, is so cool. I mean, like, it reminds me of some fragrance, and I still haven't figured out what it reminds me of, but it's just a very coconutty, musky, and very smooth, a little bit milky vanilla fragrance that is perfect for the summertime. If you're looking for a new summer vanilla, check this one out. It is awesome. And if you love more fruity and more rosy fragrances, Romantic is indeed a very youthful, romantic and glamorous fragrance with nutmeg, with rose, with something very tingling and sparkling. It reminds me just a little bit of Delina, but it has like a smoother dry down, because in Delina I get like this musk that is a little bit too strong and annoying for me, and in here actual, you know, very sparkling and bright, fruity, spicy opening is more long-lasting, which I really enjoy. So these two have been definitely a huge highlights for me. And last summer I also discovered this tea collection by the brand One Day for myself, and if you love tea just the way I do, you need all of them in your collection because they are phenomenal. Jasmine tea, for example, smells just like tea does. It is more floral than, let's say, osmanthus tea. It is very rich, it smells a little bit powdery and classy tea, but not like the real tea infusion, if you know what I'm talking about. Woo! And oolong tea is that, you know, rich, gorgeous, truly special tea fragrance for those who can't get enough of tea fragrance, so you can even layer it over any of your favorite fragrance in case you just want that beautiful green or black tea moment. So yeah, if you love tea, I was very much satisfied with this collection. I know they have a new fragrance and I really want to smell it too. But let me tell you about my most favorite woody release of 2022, which is ABIME by Maison Violet, brand that I always recommend you to check out, and I even have a discount for you, so feel free to use it. All the helpful information is going to be down below in the description box for you. But it wowed me so much because in the opening it was so peppery and strong, I mean like aromatic, cool, and later it transformed into something smoky and meditative. I think it's because of Palo Santo in there, but the biggest moment and wow effect was in the dry down because it turned almost clean, very smooth and silky. Maybe it's because of sandalwood and elemi, I'm not sure, but ABIME really goes for different stages. It evolves on your skin and it is very peaceful. So yeah, huge congratulations to Maison Violet and the perfumer who created like such a masterpiece. But on that note, now we are moving more towards the autumnish releases, and I absolutely loved these new ones by Dusita that I have in mini format. So one of them is Monterey, and I just quickly wanted to talk about this one because it's like a more cleaner, like a bit more relaxed and wearable version of her Oud Infini, which is probably my most favorite skanky type of oud fragrance, which has been unfortunately discontinued, and she came up with Monterey. It has a bit of a smoother, spicy accord, and overall it impressed me. Well, I just liked it a lot because it reminded me of my favorite, but La Rhapsody Noir, which is her also like the latest release, oh my god, this fragrance is absolute gorgeousness in the bottle because it's a fougere, and at first I did not realize that. I mean, like, I got the aromatic part, which is composed out of some herbaceous notes like sage and lavender. I also got the powderiness because of mimosa, broom, and other flowers. But there is like secret edition of Rome, there is coffee, tonka, and even oak, which gives it like a brandy, boozy touch. And it's such a smooth, such like a gourmandish take on my least favorite fougere genre that I would definitely recommend everyone, especially those who love fougères and maybe have a few and want something a bit more unique. Definitely checking it out, and you can get it from Equation Natural with my discount, and I highly recommend you to do so. You can even purchase them in the sample format, just, you know, to get an idea how they smell. But oh my god, Dusita released, like, I mean, she always creates very nice fragrances, but I feel like with these perfumes she created something very mass appealing that people will really enjoy. But talking about mass appealing perfumes, my goodness, Zara and their newest creations. First of all, they launched an oud collection, so let's talk about it at first. And there are four, I can't find the fourth one. At first I didn't buy all of them and they were sold out, so it was such a fuss for me to get them, but I did, and I have like a full review, so just in case you're interested, check it out. But yeah, Bohemian Oud was very nice. I liked how bold they were, you know, one smelled so smoky that I was shocked that Zara would release something not as safe and truly niche smelling. There is Endless Wood and oh my god, I don't even remember how they all smell. I mean, like, there is a very sweet chocolatey oud, there was almost like a skanky oud, there was perpetual oud. I believe that's yeah, the easiest to wear. No, I don't remember. I have such a mix going on here. I just highly recommend you to check out my full collection overview. But you guys, Red Temptation, also by Zara, let's just talk about it for a second, because it's sort of like a flanker of their previous Red Temptation perfume that was such a great dupe for Baccarat Rouge. In case you like that and you're looking for something more affordable, that's a great alternative. But Red Temptation Winter takes it to definitely like a higher level for me personally, because I love the sweet patchouli note in here. It's not only about the saffron and the oak moss anymore, and this is that Baccarat Rouge-like fragrance that I personally can enjoy myself, because the original one is definitely too overwhelming for me personally. But we are gonna be talking about Zara today again, but as I move towards the flops. However, not a flop, but a stunner is Gold Spot, and this newer release and collaboration of Sarah Baker's with Chris Mallory's, who is great with oud, is probably the best oud fragrance. And yes, Zara's were amazing, but this is definitely more niche, more expensive, more rich, more bougie, and more high quality smelling perfume with butterscotch, with darker chocolate, and at the same time very blooming orange blossom. It is very fresh, it smells very, you know, like deep. It really goes into your soul and leaves a gold spot there. Stands in a gold spot. So it's among my top favorite fragrance discoveries of the year. And also I loved these new releases by Perfumes. Just look at the new limited presentation. I love this bottle design, it's so gorgeous, and the fragrances were inspired by humans' relationship with nature. So there is this like terracotta fragrance that's called Human, and I absolutely love it because it features a note of steamed rice, and there is also, you know, like this warm skin accord, some chunky concrete hint of mushroom, ginger, matcha latte, and you know I love matcha so much, powdery iris, and also sandalwood with salt and moss. So it's right up my alley. It's a fragrance that you wanna put on after the shower because it smells like your second skin, but better, very modern, very contemporary, unisex. And yeah, I absolutely love this. But nature really impressed me as well, because normally I'm not the biggest fan of green fragrances, but this one took me by surprise. Maybe it's because of the note of ivy leaf or marigold or cardamom, geranium, oak moss, patchouli, magnolia needle. I mean, like, it features more aromatic and greener notes, but it smells not like, you know, something sharp or sappy. It smells like you are just spending the past morning on the countryside, and I loved the very natural and authentic feel of these fragrances. So Perfumes is such an amazing indie house from United Kingdom that actually was my biggest perfume brand discovery of 2019 or 20. I have like the entire brand overview on my channel, so definitely check it out. The link is going to be down below. And talking about great brand discoveries, I want to mention a few that I absolutely loved in 2022, one of which was ROJA Dove. I mean, like, a very luxurious brand to begin with, and it's quite well known, but I've never properly tested his line, and I was absolutely smitten with it because I got a few discovery kits, and my goodness, the ones that I loved, I don't really remember. I love the majority of them because of the powdery and very luxurious, like this truly perfumey signature that this brand is probably known for. I was head over heels about Enigma. That's such a brilliant fragrance, and just recently I mentioned it in the video in which I compared it to the newer TONKA Cola, Hold On, by MANCERA. That definitely was a highlight for me as well, that I purchased towards the end of the year. And if you missed that video, please check it out in case you're interested how these two compare to one another. But in 2022 I've actually purchased a few fragrances of my wish list that I set up in the beginning of the new year, and I've already done that for 2023, so I will leave a link to that also for you on the screen right now. But yeah, that was a highlight for me as well, finally adding perfumes to my collection that I've been truly dreaming about, and not only, you know, like instant purchases throughout the year of the fragrances that got launched, but getting back to ROJA Dove. This perfume Nuva was so beautiful. I mean, like, everything from this brand screams high quality. Also the presentation, this is the only bottle that I own so far, and I'm very happy about it. Let me know if you have any ROJA Dove fragrances in your collection, but Medicine is like a perfect fruity perfume for those who want something more perfumey, because it has like this very cool breath in there. I don't know how else to describe it. It smells like very fresh wind that blows through the floral garden. Yeah, this is the perfect way to describe this fragrance for me. It is so seamlessly blended, and that is what I can point out about all fragrances from this brand. They are extra luxurious, and wearing them you will feel like you are a very, very rich person. By the way, if you're interested in my in-depth review on almost like the entire collection by ROJA, check out my review. And another great brand discovery for me in 2022 was LORENZO PAZZAGLIA, and also one of the biggest highlights was meeting him and his amazing, humble team of very creative people. So two fragrances that I can point out is Evil Angel, which actually caught my interest, and that's how I just stumbled across this brand. It's my new signature scent. Yes, it is absolutely amazing and in a beast mode like all his perfumes. Another one that I loved was Vampire, but I highly recommend you just to check out my entire collection overview. These brands that I loved in 2022, I decided to dedicate very specific videos for. Just as, my gosh, my favorite perfume brand discovery of 2022, WESKER perfumes, because I've been dreaming about testing these fragrances for years, and finally, as I got an opportunity to do so, I couldn't be more excited, and they turn out to be smashing hits for me personally, because they have a fantastic powdery fragrance that smells like a spring meadow. They have this perfume, Deviant, which is my favorite because it's the scent of the lipstick, and a few others. For example, this is like what you need for the winter time in case you're into spices, and also these two other perfumes that look very nice. So WESKER perfumes, the biggest brand discovery and dream coming true in 2022. But something else that I had a lot of fun with is this brand Untamed from Canada by lovely Sunyata, who is a talented independent perfumer, and currently I own only 4 of her perfumes, and I have like an entire review on all of them, and a few are actually not in my taste, but I love the dry down. I'm not quite sure about the names. I believe it was Shaped by the Wild, because it smelled, was it like an earthy fragrance? I'm not quite sure anymore, but yeah, oh yeah, it has like a mushroom scent or something of damp earth, or like this chocolate earth that truly smells like something, like cocoa bean and earth. But in the dry down, like the very, very dry down, it smells sexy. I don't know, but talking about sexy, she has Running with Wolves, which was just fine. One of the easiest ones for me to enjoy, but Melvana with cardamom, with Turkish coffee, with some spices. This is so delicious. So yeah, great perfume brand that I highly recommend you to check out, especially maybe if you're from Canada as well. And the final, last but not least, the amazing brand discovery for me of 2022 was Terral House. I have their fragrances sitting right there, and I want to point out this fragrance Exquisite. That is probably my #1, because you guys, are you kidding me? It's delicious. It is like scrumptious. You really want to eat it or drink it or lick the person who wears it. Benny has another amazing perfume that is called My something something in the gorgeous bottle. I have like a breakdown of the entire collection for you in another video. So yeah, that's like the positive thing about all these fragrances, that I'm running you through them, creating like a summary of the highlights and flops that we are gonna be talking right now about. But yeah, we are gonna be talking about them right now. So apologize my English, but yeah, I have like detailed reviews on all these perfumes. So let's get started with our flops, and that's this Capsule Collection 2022 by Zara. So the Oud collection that they released in 2022 and the Winter Red Temptation were amazing, but these, the look of them is pretty, very nice. They were inexpensive, so I'm not mad at this collection, but it smells cheap. First of all, not very long lasting, but for this price I can't really complain. But you guys, I don't know why I'm spraying them on me. This perfume, Pink Flambe, I have it in another version, which is lovely, but this is too bad. Like, it gives me headache, it makes me feel very bad, it smells very of like not high, but low quality for me personally, very cheap smelling, and tuberose is just fine. But yeah, They don't smell as good as they look, so that's not necessarily disappointing, but it's like a flop, you know, nothing super special. So something else that I was so excited about, even more than these Zara perfumes, is like a Pilar release, not a flanker, thanks God, so I appreciate that. But I don't like that VIKTOR&ROLF released this gorgeous looking, I mean, like, just have a look at this perfume. It is so pretty. That's called Good Fortune, and I blind bought it. I thought nothing can go wrong because, I mean, it features lovely notes. There is jasmine, vanilla, there is even like this note of I don't know, fennel or something, which I thought sounds very unique. And the fragrance is so safe that it's extremely boring. Actually, it reminds me of Miss Dior 2022 or 2021. Okay, hold on again. I will grab a bottle of that. I actually purchased that perfume because at first I thought it's nothing special, and then I loved it because it gave me a bit of a matcha powder sensation and reminded me of Matcha Meditation by Maison Margiela. And this has like something similar with that fragrance. I mean, like, it's probably the dusty floral part in there, but I don't know, it's just not my thing. It is not special enough. They could have done a better job with this perfume. So I blind bought it. The bottle is lovely. It's very easy to wear, but it's not long lasting. But I also wanted to mention these Dior brand perfumes that I was so excited for. I can't even describe you guys. I've been really wanting to get a few Dior fragrances for years now because I had quite nice experience with them, and this is like this dupe brand, which is a controversial topic overall, but I feel like they're doing something interesting, blending like 2 or 3, like several fragrances in one. So it's actually kind of nice. So I decided to order Italian Widow because I love fragrances that it was inspired by, such as Italica, which is like my #1 anyway, sitting right there, and also Black Fantom, and it smells burnt. It smells not enough of Italica for me, too much of this burning sensation is going on, so it's challenging to wear it. And Dior's Vanilla Therapy is nothing like fragrances that it was inspired by and apparently features, such as Musk Therapy and Annie. And I really wanted like Annie with Musk Therapy. This is syrupy, skanky oud vanilla. They probably poured in a wrong fragrance because there is nothing from Annie, not even a drop. Just in case you have this fragrance, this exact one, let me know if you get Annie in there or not, because I thought I was mistaken. I ordered the wrong fragrance, but for me this is like nice, skanky, slightly vanillic, syrupy oud. Pretty, but not what I expected, and thanks God it was during the Black Friday event, so I paid a bit less, but still I spent my money on something that didn't satisfy me in the end. But overall I can sum up 2022 as definitely a very difficult year for me in terms of different events, so I guess you know the reasons for that. But in terms of perfumes, I can tell you it was very productive for me. I loved attending different events, and I hope that 2023 will be victorious, that it will be happier, that I will get and buy even more fragrances and review them for you. But who knows, those are my hopes, wishes and dreams. So please let me know how you like this video, if you would like me to continue doing roundups of each year. And please let me know your like biggest highlight or biggest flop, maybe perfume purchase or release of 2022 down below. Of course, if you have any questions left regarding any of mentioned fragrances, I'm here to answer them. Overall, I really appreciate your feedback because, of course, I love to hear from you. I love chatting with you, but also it helps to get my videos out there. So Please give this video a huge thumbs up. That's another way how you can support my channel, also by subscribing to it, and you can always donate on Buy Me Coffee website to support me personally, and I will invest back and get interesting content for you. So thank you so much for being so supportive during 2022. I believe last year I gained 20,000 subscribers, which was a great milestone to reach. So I'm very happy still being here on YouTube talking about perfumes and sometimes other things, and just have a discussion with you guys. I am very grateful for your time that you spent here, and thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to get more of me, you can always follow me on my social media, and helpful information like links to the previous videos I referred to, and discounts with which you can shop fragrances and save a little bit is going to be down below, so please check it out, and let me know in the comments what you want to see in 2023, because I really want to get out content that you guys are interested in. And that was all for today. Thank you so much for watching this relaxed video. Hopefully I was not too chatty and all over the place, but if you like that, also let me know, and then I will be filming more of these spontaneous and intuitive videos for you. But that was all for today, and we'll see each other next one really soon. Bye guys.